Good morning, joyful Christian Hermit. Koine reminded me, and I glossed over, went too much. I should have dwelt more on that Meditation 17 by John Donne. A line that he loves and finds very profound, and one that I too loved, is the one that God is the author of all of us. We are a book. Each of us is a book, and God is the author of all. And John, there's a line that says that in there. I think it's more toward the beginning, and definitely before you get to the part, "No man is an island." And he goes on, John does, with that metaphor. He has several metaphors in this island book. I don't know, countries, land, soil, all types of metaphors to get the points across that he's making. But he goes on to talk about, turning the pages of the book. Our lives are a book, and all of our lives compose a huge library. But God is the author of our book, each one of our books. And we're all one in that light, and our existences are shared. So I had to go to the bank this morning to transfer some money. I'm going to have to get out of my hometown bank. It'll be my last tie other than my burial plot with my hometown as far as tangible, temporal. And I still have a cousin there and an aunt. But the dogs are going to start barking, so we may head in. I wanted to show you, look at the globs of leaves that are clumping in the branches, and just in a day or two's time, so much change in the fall garden. And there's still, Lovey, no bark, Lovey. We go inside if you bark, and I know you enjoy the out-of-doors. Ruth's red back there is still dark, deep red, very pretty. More sheltered, but the weeping trident maple, those errant branches, the leaves are very colorful. Aren't they pretty on that? The ones that are still alive there. But yes, I just wanted to mention that. And also, I've had a very good comment and question that I'll do a video of. Expect more videos. And that was part of the question was, the view of a hermit, not to be on the internet, probably YouTube, But God, years ago, made it very clear to me that what he would share with me, I was to share with others. God knows I'm a writer, a communicator, and he's using that gift of gab, gift of expression and sharing. And the more intense I feel and recognize that I could just go anytime, and the weight that I have felt that I have squandered much of my life, especially with renovating, although it gave me much meditation time. But it also took away from the sharing and the writing that God had wanted me to do. He says, I am giving you these things. This was way back in 1988. I am telling and giving you these wisdoms, he said, for the espousal of others. And I looked up the word espousal, and it has different meanings, but one of them is for the edification or the sharing or for the teaching of others. So, God uses our talents as what he wants us, our temporal talents, for what he wants us to be doing for him in this lifetime, and he will use us in these talents in heaven also. My mother is a teacher in heaven, not a teacher of English, but a teacher, and she was shown this in a dream before she died. She was very, very fearful that she would die and might be loving and all, but nothing. Just, she says, it'll be boring. It'll just be nothing. I'll be doing nothing. And I said, well, I already had insights on that from God. And I said, well, ask God what you're going to be doing, because he doesn't want you to fear it or to resist, because her time was coming soon and she was suffering increasingly. So yes, that night she had this dream showing what she would be doing, and she found, but they're not the type, they were young men, that's the type that I would teach normally, not the type of young men I would be around or teach. And I said, no, you're going to be teaching other things. Your gift of teaching will be utilized. Teaching souls, teaching something. I don't know what, but he'll let you know. But it'll have to do with spiritual, with their betterment, their progression to move on and be prepared for divine union. So, but teacher was her gift, and teacher she is, and for all eternity. And I'm a writer, I'm a communicator, and very spiritual, and doing the videos. If I weren't sharing them with you guys, I would be in my mind or writing or something. I tell you, I love talking and thinking about God and matters of the spiritual life, and of learning love and learning to conquer my sins and my flaws. So I'm very interested in all matter of God. God's given me my death experience, so I know some of that as far as I went, as far as he took me, but I'm very keen on sharing that even with strangers, or picking up conversations like I did at the bank with people in line. And they responded very well. I brought up again how the drive-through is closed. We have an opportunity to see a human smile next to us, and a woman turned around and beamed a big one. So, and another woman picked up conversation about how we don't tend to have much human contact anymore. I never say I'm a hermit, and I rarely go out. I had to this time, but when I do go out, I try to make the most of it for the Lord. So, but I'm going to do a video on my hermit life and why it seems atypical or whatever, when actually it's more inclined toward the traditional historic desert hermit, but adapted to our times and to my physical health. But I'll explain that over again, and maybe I need to figure out, I think there's some way you can put these videos in like with the titles or the topics in some kind of a reference place on the YouTube channel so you can look them up, because I've talked about it before. So those of you who have heard me talk about it, just don't watch it or don't listen. But I have lots of thoughts and insights stacked up, and also some saints I want to share. So there's going to be more videos the less manual labor I do. So and just it's not for you guys to have to watch or comment or anything. Don't. It's for me to be doing my sharing, and it helps me with the arachnoiditis, taking a lot of my reading comprehension stick-to-itiveness away. If I repeat what I've read or what I've learned, I will it'll sink in better. So I figure verbalize it on this YouTube, and if someone else benefits, great. If not, it doesn't matter. I realized that when I felt terrible that, I think 6 people dropped off or something, and I thought, oh dear, I've offended, or I've said something wrong, probably I did, or something that bothered them. But I realized it doesn't matter. This is also what God wants for me, for my edification and for my retention, better retention, and learning it more by repeating it. So repeating what he tells me or shows me, or the insights, or what I'm learning, or what I'm doing wrong, and how I want to improve, etc. So anyway, I've got one that I want to share, insights I've had about forgiveness and love. So enough on this. I just wanted to share that line from John Donne's Meditation 17, the one about, God is the author of all. We have one author. It doesn't say God's the author, but we figured that out. We are a book. We have one author, and all of us do. The same author. God, the Father of all beingness and glory. So, love to you all. I'm holding various things in my hands. I gotta awkward with turning this off.